I had a modicum of hope that she wouldn't ruin everything, but the chapter is literally called Enemy Encounter. We are so cooked! What's up, guys? Today with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Fun fact. I bet y'all weren't expecting this one, huh? I bet y'all weren't expecting this one, huh? I've been pre-drawn for Kakurabachi, Ichi the Witch, and Peak Lock. But Frieren has never missed. Never, ever, ever. Never, ever, ever. So I'm going to start pre-drawing for it, too. And I'm assuming I ain't never going to have to worry about not pre-drawing it. But I just had to smack it on y'all real quick. Swing it around a little bit. Let y'all know what he's about to be like. Sorry. That was actually, those are not fake coughs. That actually kind of scared me. But with it being the case, what are the chances that Ubel actually starts a world war? They're not zero. I mean, who's the enemy she's encountering now? If it's the Shadow Warriors, it may be a zero chance. There may be a zero chance. But, that battle's reaching that ballroom. We're gonna see Sarah throw hands. It's a law of nature. My only wonder though, I'm really interested, not just with obviously Ubel, gonna be causing absolute havoc, but very specifically Land. Because we know he has very specific relations to the Magic Special Forces. So I'm actually more interested to see what his reaction will be, especially considering they didn't win their last encounter. Admittedly, that wasn't against Shadow Warriors, that was against the Magic Special Forces, who are all monsters in their own right. But last I checked, Ubel literally had to destroy an entire building and run away because the one person who kind of wanted them to escape in the first place was like, okay, I gotta go save those people down there. So you better be gone when I get back, or else I'm shoving you in a cell. So ultimately, we know they're not comp yet, or at least not yet to the Magic Special Forces, but we're actually gonna see them fight Shadow Warriors. But the Shadow Warriors they're low-key kind of effective against our cast and crew. And by our cast and crew, I mean our main cast. Obviously they didn't do too much. But, one of them did get my glorious handsome legendary Juicy King Stark. And if he wasn't superhuman, that man would have been cooked. So, ultimately. Oh, and if Sign didn't show up, they definitely would have been cooked. So, ultimately, I don't know. We'll see. Presumably, they're about to encounter Iris, the ball girl. Not the ball girl. Iris, the bar girl, not ball girl. And what's the other one's name? I should have reread. But I'm assuming it's a 2v2 between those two. But let's see. Let's not waste more time. Let's hop right in chapter 142, Enemy Encounter. She's already smiling at the camera. She knows she's about to cause havoc. Let's see. Oh. Is this the current emperor, I'm assuming? Interesting. I guess this has to be. I wonder why he's not wearing the crown. He's only holding it in his hand looking at it. So what voice do I give this guy? Have we seen this guy before? Hold on. Maybe I really should have reread. Hold on. What is the status of the ball? Everything is proceeding smoothly. We have thorough security measures in place. Our state guest, Mr. Sere, is requesting an audience with your majesty. I'm not even sure what the comparison, but that, how can you even say no to that? Obviously, leader of the empire, right? Your majesty, this is the guy who runs the empire. The current emperor, presumably. But, it's Sere. I can't, that'd be like if, in our universe, that'd be like if LeBron James pulled up or somewhere and was like, hey, yo, I want to chat with you real quick, bro, Jaja. Do you say no? I mean, obviously there's some people on the planet who can say no, but do you, how do you even reject that? But obviously said it's infinitely more, but that's the oldest, most dangerous, most powerful singular being on the planet. Being completely honest, forget the rest of the Continental Magic Association. Sere is so powerful, she might as well be 10 nations all of herself. She might as well be her own separate empire. So I feel like this requesting an audience is she wants to meet you. You can either say yes or she'll find her way here. She can definitely sense you. Let's see. She brought quite the entourage. Dare I say, an excessive number. Well. Really? I mean, 1, 2. Then again, I kind of get what he means because Frieren's there. Notably, I don't think. I need to clear my throat. Hold on. I'm so sorry. But essentially, I don't think he has any context for Sign. He definitely has little context for Frieren. Stark definitely has no context for him either. And maybe these two, because they're high-level first-class mages, maybe he has a little bit of info on both Sensa and, what's his name? What's his name? Oh, these so many characters. This happens when I review too many manga. I forget what the guy did. But essentially, this guy, the Shadow guy. Those two, maybe. But honestly, yeah, the second the eldest elf in existence, who also qualifies for O Nation, brings one of the 4 heroes that defeated the Demon King as a +1, forget the rest of it. If it was just both elves showing up, I'd also be like the Emperor, like, I mean, like, isn't this a bit much? Like, why I gotta do with both of them? Oh, wait, shoot. Oh, yeah, wrap this up. I get wrapped up now. No! Yes. Yeah. Oh, don't close OBS. Whew. Had a heart attack. But I don't blame Bro Chacha for being like, isn't this like the slightest a bit overkill? Why both of them? Either one of them showing up would already have me on edge. Why both of them? But let's see. She brought in quite the entourage. Dare I say, an excessive number. Shall I respond in kind? But like, dog. And you know, I still could be glazing. Minte, I think it was Minte? Why do I remember the one off? I think it's because I based some of my own OC Ario's like features off of her. Not for any reason other than I just didn't want Ario to look too much like Sere or Kraft or Frieren herself. So like Ario, my own elf OC, I actually took some of his traits from Minte. I think that, or no, minus. I think the name was Minus. Minte, I'm not sure where I'm getting the name from. Hold on. In fact, since I'm looking that up, I'm just gonna look up the guy's name too. Minus Frieren. Yep. One of the great mages. Minus is the one with. Wait, no. Am I thinking of the wrong person? No. Yeah, Minus. Some of my OC's features, specifically his hair and eye shape, were based off of her, and like that wasn't even meant to imply that they're remotely related. Because someone asked me about that. They saw my Frieren OC. Is like, is that supposed to be Minus's kid? And I was like, nope, actually not. Not even tangentially related. I just wanted. She just looks the most unique out of all the mages we've seen so far, or all the elven mages we've seen so far. So like, I took some of her traits and added them to my own. Didn't really think that would immediately imply familial connection, but I don't know what I was thinking. There are like 5 elves that we know of, and only 3 of them are alive. Because, well, actually, we don't know what happened to that one elf that was drinking. Or like that set up the whole idea of this super secret fine spirit that actually ended up being garbage. Because I think it's not confirmed if she died. But the only living elves we know of that are like perfectly fine and are in good condition are Sane, obviously, Frieren herself, and Kraft. We have no idea if it. Why is my throat fighting me like this now? We have no idea how many elves are actually alive in universe. And all the ones we've met are like extremely, insanely powerful. So I was like, I can't have them looking like any of them. Let's see, what is this guy's name? In fact, let me just go to Sere. Actually, no, let me do Continental Magic Association. There we go. The Shadow guy. Remember, Sere found Lernin? Is it Lernin? No, Lernan's the old guy. I'm pretty sure. You know? No. Yep, that's the guy from that one village. Falsh? Is it Falsh? Falsh. That's his name. Yeah, but Falsh. There we go. I didn't look up his name earlier, but there it is. Let's see. Oh, all that the Tracy like to say, gang. You could probably bring the entire Continental Magic Association, and they'd still not compare to Sere. I may be glazing, but remember, 1,000 years ago, when Frieren was still in training under Flame literally looked Sere in the face and was like, you could probably go solo the Demon King right now, can't you? You just don't want to because you like conflict. And Sere didn't say no. And like, obviously, that could be a student overestimating their master. But like, I don't think so. I think Sere was just that powerful 1,000 years ago, and it's been 1,000 years. And notably, Frieren herself, another great mage, is like, yeah, I'm still not comp. still nowhere near comp. And it's even implied through the Fern scene, right? That what we've seen of Frieren's full magic pool is very, very large. But it matches Sere's constrained magic pool. That's why Fern was able to notice the whatchamacallit. What's it called? The like the inconsistencies, essentially the fluctuations in her magic, which only show if you're constraining your magic. If your magic is full out, it's just flowing like a faucet. But like the little glitches in the magical aura. So Sere's casual, restricted aura matches Frieren's full aura. So how powerful do you think Sere is? And do you really think anyone in your empire is comp? I don't think so. No. That's why the Shadow Warriors are like, we got to sneak her. We got to sneak. But even then, I don't think it's gonna work. Well, I hope not. Let's see. Shall I respond in kind?
I believe displaying your authority is the right move here. I will assign the Magic Special Forces to escort your majesty.
Then proceed.
So I can't tell. Is this guy meant to be like a puppet leader, and then it's... What is this old woman's name? Captain Fraiche. Captain Fraiche, I do believe. And I wonder if Captain Fraiche is meant to be like the real ruler of the Empire, and, you know, the Emperor guy whose name I don't even know. I'm not even going to bother to look up. If he's meant to be like a false head, or if he truly is like of this, but he just takes her as a very serious advisor. We just haven't gotten enough of the guy yet. Because I think this is the first time we've seen him. Let's see.
Then proceed. But no need for haste. That may help us appear more stately.
But see, you know what? I like that. Even if he is like a false head of sorts, he knows, not the bad. Even because remember, he's on his home territory in his own palace, surrounded by his own forces, and even he's like, let's not get a little too aggressive. She could still probably boom us. Let's see.
I will see it done.
Oh, and one more thing.
Oh.
Fraiche, are you forgetting to tell me something?
Okay, so now this guy, he's a real, okay, and maybe I'm reading a little too deep. He's a real emperor. He's really about that. He's really about. So it's funny though. We kind of have like a fourth faction now, just with him and whatever influence he has. But he's presumably like the weakest of the factions. We have the Shadow Warriors. We have the Continental Magic Association. We have the Magic Special Forces. And now we have this guy. Because not only is he like clearly just the emperor, so naturally he has a lot of power, but the fact he's able to see through Fraiche, who's very specifically, while a lot of characters have like seen through her ruse, quote unquote, it's not like they're able to do much about it. But he's like, you're hiding something. I know you're hiding something. You gonna tell me what you're hiding? I forgot to do something. Gosh darn it. Completely forgot to do something. How meta am I willing to get right now? It's not worth it because it may check the recording. But I gotta remember that for next recording. I need to see something. I need to test something. Because I just looked at this versus that. I'm not. There we go. Pencil Man. Oh, hold on. Let me just input the code. Remember.exe flip camera loading. How far am I into this chapter? 4 pages? It's 22 pages? So it's probably like 20 pages actually. In approximately 25 to 30 minutes. Alright. There we go. Hopefully I'll remember. Let's see. And Fraiche is like, so even if he's not a puppet, she's attempting to still work in the best interest of the Empire, even if that means not telling him everything. Well, let's see.
No, your majesty. That is all.
Interesting, though. He smiles at that. Let's see.
You made sure to keep Denkin from being part of this. What are you up to?
So, yeah. So he's very clearly perceptive, but presumably due to a lack of his own power, he can only take what she's willing to give. And that's actually an interesting dynamic. Typically, I kind of thought at first he'd just be like, a little puppet leader, and ultimately it was Fraiche who was running the Empire behind the scenes. And maybe that still is somewhat the case with the Magic Special Forces. But in this case, he's not just a puppet leader, but he's someone who knows, at least power-wise, he doesn't compare to Fraiche. He doesn't compare to what she commands. And while I'm not sure who the Magic Special Forces would kowtow to if both were in the same room, I think they'd hesitate if he, the Emperor, told them to attack her. And vice versa, if she told them to attack him. So they're both like in this nice little power struggle. That's what feels so good. Let's see.
You made sure to keep Duncan from being part of this. What are you up to? Stop acting so suspicious. If you're plotting something, let me in on it.
Oh, okay, plot thickens.
The plan we made with Denkin was for me to meet with the Great Maid Serai during tonight's ball in order to conclude an amicable treaty.
Okay. Interesting. And that makes sense, right? Because ultimately, it's funny, right? Because the Continental Magic Association, while it exists, it's not really a nation, it's just an organization. But like I said earlier, Serai might as well be worth 10 nations. So the most powerful nation on the continent, the Empire, forming an alliance, an amicable treaty at least, with the Continental Magic Association, which, at least now, according to the Empire's eyes, not only has the Great Maid Serai, who might as well be 10 nations, but also has Frieren on its beck and call, on its payroll. That would be the most logical thing to do, right? Set an amicable treaty. And ultimately, I think Fraiche is more aligned with that too. I don't think even Fraiche wants to risk fighting Serai, right? Like she's not that dumb. Even Mott was like, yeah, we gotta kill her. But like, I could do it. Meanwhile, when he was fighting Serai, he was like, you
There's some, I don't know if I can, like, Mog was unsure about taking down Sere. Was very sure about taking down Fraish. But then again, Fraish was much younger then, so presumably was much weaker. Honestly, well, I mean, we've seen some cases where mages get weaker as they get older. That's usually when they stop training. I don't think Fraish, leader of the entire Magic Crystal Forces, has gotten any weaker. If anything, in the years that El Dorado was El Dorado, I genuinely do think that she's only gotten stronger from the point where Mog was like, we gotta kill her now. Like she will be authority. Like, we gotta kill her now. Let's see.
In order to conclude an amicable treaty. But what about your plan? What should I do?
Okay, so it is a case. He's perceptive. He's aware. He knows that she's hiding something. He can't force it out of her. But he wants in. It really is, it's like a more aware version of, like, the evil advisor and the oblivious leader. Because the leader also seems somewhat evil. Or is probably somewhat evil. So it's much more, let me know. So I can make sure I don't get in the way. And let me see if I can help it all. So let's see what she says.
What should I do?
There's nothing for your majesty to be concerned with. This is me, your foolish retainer. Retainer, okay, very interesting. This is me, your foolish retainer, acting on my own against your majesty's orders. But that's the thing. Clearly there is some deeper... So I'm guessing she had some part in raising him. I can't tell how old this guy is, but presumably Fraish is older. And for her to be his retainer, that's a lot different than just a typical servant or even, like, subordinate. So, presumably, she's definitely influenced him and has, like, sowed the seeds of control up to the highest level that she's able to communicate one-on-one with him like this. And even just flat out admit, yeah, I'm not telling you everything. Yeah, I'm plotting. What you gonna do about it, gang, already? Let's see.
Share your thoughts with me.
But he's not letting it go. Let's see.
Please, forgive my rudeness. If you wish for me to take my own life, I beg you to wait until everything is over.
Does she want to boom set it? Yo. But, like, what do you... I mean, obviously you gain... Like, the Continental Magic Association will go up in flames, but... the only group... I just can't really see... Because someone pointed out a good thing. Someone pointed out a very important thing in last review. Someone pointed out the idea that ultimately... Not the best case scenario, but a scenario that could be happening is that they just want to start war, right? Like ultimately, the Empire would get the whole world to turn against the Continental Magic Association, very specifically Sere, because Sere is going to be forced to defend herself one way or another, and then propaganda will spread and be like, the great mage Sere attacked the Empire and ruined the national ball, and we know there are all these international elites here. It's not just the Continental Magic Association and the Empire, but like multiple top heads and nobles of all different nations were here. So, essentially, it would be turning the entire world against the Continental Magic Association, which would allow them to take it out, and then I suppose that would make the... So, I guess even Fraish has a reason to technically want war. Because if they do get Sere to do something here, or any of her entourage, right? That's the whole reason why Frieren was like, Fern, chill, calm down. Young lady. Stop tweaking, you're sounding just like this, stop it! Because... any of the Continental Magic Association or its associates do anything that even remotely incites battle, even if it is in self-defense, would definitely come across as, oh, so y'all want war. And all the world watching there, who probably also has their own sort of inhibitions about the powerhouse that is the Continental Magic Association, will be like, oh, so you want war then? And then they just all gang him. Will they win? Doubtful, but still, let's see.
I beg of you to wait until everything is over.
But once again, I feel like this is a more hollow promise. Like, don't worry, you can go away. Promise. I promise. Like, I don't touch your face. Let's see.
Wish for your death. Such insolence. If I knew a way to get rid of you that would succeed, I would have sent you to the gallows.
Okay, so yeah. It really, yo, I'm loving this art. Yo, I like this guy. I don't even know his name. I don't even know his name. What's the Emperor's... Oh, hold on. See. What is... actually, I'll wait to see if they say it. But I like this guy already. Wait, what? See, that's the thing, man. Frieren characters just be hitting, dog, because... Stay hungry, folks. But Frieren characters just be hitting. Because I feel like this is the first time I've met this guy. I do not remember seeing this design. Or actually, I haven't even seen the design. I don't think I've heard him speak like this before. But I love how he admits that it just truly is a case of he has his own motivations and ambitions, but he knows that he cannot do anything and everything because she's there.
And he knows that ultimately, despite her being a very valuable asset for what she does for the Empire and how she maintains the special magic forces, which allow the Empire to be an extremely powerful magical force on this magical world, she's just more of a liability than an asset. That's what even Moss was like, gang, she's not doing anything now, but she's plotting, she's devious, we should boom her. And very specifically, I didn't boom her. And that seems to be costing everyone now. Even he's like, dog, if I could have gotten rid of you, if I could have, I would have. But even then, like I said, it's clear that this is just a fake taunt. And she doesn't even look him in the eyes when she says this. She's like, go ahead, yeah, you can take my life. If you can figure out a way how, young man. Let's see.
Fresh, there's no need for you to shoulder the responsibility for this once thriving empire all alone.
Once thriving? Aren't y'all still the most powerful nation on the continent? Probably in the world? What do you mean once? Let's see.
I've turned a blind eye until now, but I'm very well aware of how you and Denkin, despite being polar opposites, have kept our nation safe.
Ah, okay. Interesting saying of the parallel between Denkin and Frege. Denkin has kept it safe by building a relationship with the Condell Magic Association by becoming one of them, obviously to serve his own ends of freeing El Dorado, not Walnock, that's similarly sense, but freeing his hometown. And Frege has been protecting the Empire from the inside by making it stronger and stronger and stronger and turning it into a magical superpower on top of whatever magical superpower it already was. Let's see.
Despite polar opposites have kept our nation safe. Just as I rewarded Denkin, I wish to honor you as well.
But once again, look at how he's not making eye contact. No one is telling full truths here, but I love it. I'll admit, I love me some good subterfuge. I love it when characters, and notably, characters rely on each other. Just as he cannot kill her, she cannot kill him. Even if, like I mentioned earlier, with the whole idea of if one told the special magic forces or their soldiers to attack the other, right? If the Emperor told someone to attack Frege, or Frege told someone to attack the Emperor, both would hesitate a little bit because they're both in positions of power. It's just that their positions of power are fundamentally different. And while technically the Emperor is higher, he has less actual power. While Frege is lower, but has more real power. So, like, I'm telling you, we just talking. Let's see.
I wish to honor you as well.
Then I may suggest you continue to turn a blind eye, just as before.
She told him, yo, that's crazy. She literally said,
Then honestly, you could do me a favor, boy. Stop asking questions. Stop thinking. Stop believing you could even understand the machinations that go on inside my mind. Turn your blind eye. Sit on your little ivory throne. And do what I need you to do. Which in this case, you filthy, worthless, royal-blooded fiend, is nothing.
okay, Frege,
Besides, I disagree with your majesty. Our empire has over 1,000 years of history. And it's going to continue until the day that every single person in this world can use magic.
Okay. So once again, we're playing into the idea that all the different denizens of the Empire have their own different views of it. And that is interesting. Just like I question, what do you mean once successful? The Empire is still the most powerful thing on the continent, right? The Emperor himself doesn't view it as powerful as it once was. But Frege views it as not just as powerful as it once was, but eternal and thusly spreading magic to the entire world. Very interesting. Once again, the subject is hit. Let's see.
It's going.
Oh, and he sat right back down like a good boy. Let's see.
It's going to.
Oh, but you know what? Now I fully get it. In fact, let me pull out my own little. I see it. But I get why he's holding the crown, looking at it, judging it, not only because he feels like the Empire is failing in some way that he doesn't understand and he will not be allowed to understand, but is that lack of understanding, that lack of control over his own subordinates, over his own retainer, where he feels like he even if he isn't truly a puppet, like a puppet on a throne, he might as well be. This isn't even his empire. This isn't his crown to wear, his hat to bear. It's nothing. It's nothing but something to look at and try and beg for the opportunity to figure something out. But Frege is like, no. There's nothing you can make me do to tell you, so I'm not going to tell you anything. And ultimately, he has no choice in that matter. So, man, why is it, this kid right? Let's see. Even the symbolism of not winning the crown. Let's see.
It's going to continue. Frege, no one understands the current state of the Empire better than you. and yet that is what you believe.
Oh, interesting. So what's up with it?
It is truly strange. When something has been in existence for as long as one can remember, the idea of that thing ceasing to exist is hard to picture.
This is like the whole Rome analogy. Like, Rome was around for so long that the sun... Well, really, I think about it, it is two major empires come to mind of like, oh, they're literally too big to fail. Both the Roman Empire and the British Empire. Both empires that were so large and strong and vast that the sun supposedly never set on either of them. But ultimately, the sun has set on both of those empires. Rome especially. You can technically argue the British Empire still exists, as in like Britain still exists, unlike Rome. But Rome technically still exists. But there's such shadows and fractions of what they once were that I get like it doesn't really compare to what they would have once been. The sun definitely does set on both of those empires. You can argue it never rose again. Let's see.
The idea of that thing ceasing to exist is hard to picture. Still, nothing is forever in this world. Even this great empire that has lasted over a millennium surely cannot be an exception.
Interesting. But he does end up putting the crown on. But just as he puts it on, as he says, still nothing is forever in this world. He doesn't put it on as if to agree with Fisher's ideals of eternity, but rather he puts on the crown now, temporarily, once she's gone, to play a role in a world that he ultimately thinks cannot last.
And this is interesting how it plays into the idea of the elves and their specific eternity. Obviously, Minos died. There were once 3 great mages, and I don't think Sete was ever included in that, because she was transcendental. She's like the mage. She's magic itself, essentially. So, 2 of the great mages died. Frieren's the only one left. Frieren is the only one left. But those great mages, those elves, were meant to be eternal, forever. Even Sete herself was meant to... Please don't kill Sete before we actually get to serious fight, though. Please don't do this. Like, Sensei, please. But we're playing with a lot of ideas of like legacy and eternity and what it means. And obviously we're playing with the idea of a nation's eternity versus a person's eternity. I'm glazing Seri a whole bunch, but how eternal is she really if she still needs to eat? If she still needs to breathe, if she still needs to drink, if she still needs to sleep? Sure, she may have the power of 10 nations, but she has a heart like any other living being. So who knows? Let's see.
Ubel, nope to everything. Do you have any idea about what you're about to get yourself into?
That does not look like land. Something about this face looks off to him. Or for me. Let's see.
If we start a fight at the ball, the magic crystal forces will get involved, and an all-out war could start, right?
Well, yes. Let's see.
In other words, we can't take any action as long as the Shadow Warriors are there.
Yeah. There. Somewhere else? Somewhere else? Let's see.
That's why Sensa wants to use the wait-and-see approach. But frankly speaking, that's a bad move. It's like asking to be driven into a corner. Whether they're at the hall or not, unless we provoke them into action, their plan will move forward without any problem.
Honestly, in this case, not. I mean, I kind of get what Ubel's saying here, but I don't really agree with it. I think right now the wait-and-see approach is the most valid. Then again, though, I see, actually, based on what I said earlier in this review, I see what Ubel means, even if I somewhat disagree with it, just on principle of hearing it. But
in a sense, she's right. Because no matter how much self-defense they chalk it up to, say the Shadow Warriors, at this moment that's supposed to happen, right? Where Sete and the Emperor meet up and stand close to each other. And then obviously the Shadow Warriors, since they're still in the ballroom, they leap into attack, because they don't really care. The Emperor's there. Sete will use a magic attack, or one of the Continental Magic Association members will attack. They will strike. Like that person mentioned in last review, propaganda will spread like wildfire. At a peaceful ball, there was violence, and the Continental Magic Association responded violently. Oh no, they're dangerous. The most powerful mage on the planet is going rogue. Like we got a boomer. We have a boomer. We have a boomer. So like, sorry, I was saying I was lagging. But ultimately, I get what Ubel means. No matter what, whether they wait until the last second or they go on the offensive now, technically they're gonna have to fight anyway. But if anything, I still think, while I see Ubel's point, I think it still would be better to wait, because you want at least a self-defense pretend excuse. And obviously, the reaction can be managed based on provocation. By seeking out conflict or triggering it, all you do is risk conflict that can be more easily interpreted as just straight-up violence. But ultimately, Ubel is correct. They're in a catch-22 where no matter what, as long as they're defending themselves using their abilities, it's going to be construed as some sort of violence. It can be propagandized. Let's see.
Their plan will move forward without any problem. Choosing to wait is the same thing as not getting in their way. Once our enemies make their move, then it'll be too late.
Yeah, I see what she's cooking. I see what she's cooking.
I feel like this puts us at a disadvantage. And I smell death in the air.
Ooh, what's she sniffing? What's she sniffing? Presumably the two Shadow Warriors. I'm shocked they haven't been, like, recognized, though. Let's see.
I totally get your point, and I can't say I disagree.
Oh, so even Land is like... Just spitting a little bit. But what does he say in response? Let's see.
And I can't say I disagree, but that doesn't give you an excuse to cause a scene. Like you said, that would probably ruin their plan, but that's a recipe for a dogfight. Many people, including you, would end up dead.
And yeah, that's the thing. It causes to me. It's sad, but you do have to wait. It's like when you know you're walking into a trap, and this is with anything, right? Like, I always go back to fighting games. Let me use a fighting game example. If I see my opponent in the corner with sparking 7 bars on their last character, and I gotta leap in and schmix them, there's a non-zero chance I'm getting raw level 3. There's a not like, and I could just and depending on the character they have, I could be getting worse, like level 4, level 5, and that could boom me depending on what character I'm on. But sometimes it is better to just wait and just be like, okay, you have all those resources, come attack me then. Come attack me then. Even though I say it's always better to be on offense, in cases like this, sometimes defense is better. Because typically those who want to attack will be more desperate, especially in scenarios like that. Like, I'm thinking of a specific scenario. I had my full team still, but a lot of them were damaged. Like, I was literally on Trunks. I had, like, 2 bars. Sparking was already spent to kill one of their previous characters. They were on Broly. Super Broly, not Z Broly. But they had 7 bars. No sparking. They'd already spent their sparking earlier. But still, 7 bars. I knew for a fact a raw level 3 would kill me. Or any basic combo they had in their kit would kill me. And then give me to the next character. And then give me to the next character. And I'm a notorious choke merchant. So, could I have run in and tried to attack them while they were in the corner? Yeah, I could have. But you know what I did instead? I waited. I jumped up and down to play a little bit of neutral. I threw out some safe beams. And then my homie came in. He whiffed. I punished. I killed him. Won that match. Because I waited. If I had gone in, who knows? Maybe I could have won anyway. Maybe I could have attacked. Just like Ubel says. Maybe it could go our way. But in some cases, even if you never want to be on defense, sometimes defense is a better game to play. Let's see.
Many people, including you, would end up dead. That's why I've been offering you all these alternatives, and you've rejected every single one.
Oh, wow. All right.
Let's see. Do you have a death wish? Something. I just don't want you to die, you know?
Aww. I mean, like, this is one of the ships of all time. Like I ain't like the Lubel shipper. Like I'll dab you. I haven't read any of Fix, but like I ain't even gonna deny it. It's a cute ship. I ain't gonna deny it. So like, I'll dab you up on that. I see the vision.
I'm suggesting these other options so I don't have to die in the crossfire.
Oh, so Lubel's like, I will sacrifice. Let's see.
Anyway, let's keep a cool head and discuss this.
Oh, the Shadow Warriors are what? Are they hiding in the armor? Or are they on the roof? Let's see.
Hey, Four Eyes. Look. These are all real swords.
Uh-oh.
Isn't this a palace? They just leave all these dangerous things out here like this? Maybe we just didn't notice, but there are... Maybe we just didn't notice, but there are more weapons somewhere.
Uh-oh. What's about to happen? What's about to happen? Because I don't know. We're almost at the end of the chapter. And for the chapter to be titled what? Titled what? Enemy encounter? So far, we haven't really encountered... Unless these are meant to be enemies. We haven't really encountered any enemies just yet. Let's see.
Hey, what? Stop that. Looks painful. I'm checking if it has an edge.
Oh, interesting. So I thought they were going to be hiding in the armor, but no. Well, actually, that's only one of them. It's not Iris. It's the other girl whose name I don't remember. But Interesting to point out that they do have real swords. Though notably, like, I have real swords. Not all of them. Not all of them. Like I mentioned many a time before. I already pre-drew, so I'm behind on it. The Blade of Worthiness is dull. Like, I'm gripping on it as hard as I can. And look at my fingers. Probably, like, okay, that actually hurt a little bit. But still, fingers aren't cut. Meanwhile, and you know, that's a sword example. This blade is actually sharp, to the point where I will not be displaying myself touching it. You can probably see the very fine point of it. But even then, for, like, the different hammers I own. Like, for example... this hammer, right here. Don't act like a piece of Oathkeeper is just chilling on it. I just had to put it somewhere. This hammer's plastic. I mean, like, obviously, you swing anything hard enough, it'll hurt. But not to the same level as, like, a real metal hammer. Oh, no. If only I did have a real hard, solid chunk of metal. Oh, yeah, this. As you can tell, not hollow. Very much like a little 10-pound chunk of metal that I could just and dome somebody with. So, yeah, it is actually kind of interesting to have real weapons lying about. Almost as if this is all set up to be a sort of death trap. Considering they know that they're fighting mages, the best way to slay a mage is to get up close. Let's see.
Oh, excuse me. Please, don't mind me.
Why is this character suddenly giving me such heavy Bernadetta vibes? I don't know, something about the hair. Something about the hair and in that phrase. Let's see, thud. I'm assuming Iris is on the roof. How many?
2. I have visual confirmation on the targets. They match the ones that are on the list.
Ah, okay. So neither of them were in the room. So, but they were playing that to sense everything. Okay. So this is truly an enemy encounter. Let's see. So I don't think either of these guys are gonna. Well, actually, we'll see. Because we actually haven't seen these two fight in particular, I don't believe. So this will be a first. Let's see. She's ripping the dress. So I guess, yeah, they really are coming to combat here. Let's see. And then she's pulling out a sword? Blade of some sort from the dress? Let's see. Darn. Oh! Rail Zidon. A slat. If I had like any solid concept of Frieren scaling, I definitely do Ubel versus Sukuna just for the slashing parallels, but slash.
They attacked us first? Why? Oh. Have they identified us already?
Well, most certainly. But very interesting. I'm not sure, well, obviously they're probably trained someone in magic, but they were able to react to Rail Zidon, especially one that they were not prepared for. So very interesting. Let's see.
Have they identified us already? In that case, we'll need to force them to tell us how they found out about us.
Oh. Well, I thought they weren't going to get diff. Well, obviously, I don't think they're going to immediately get diff. But interesting. So they're not going to immediately move to killing them. They are going to move to try and interrogating them. I think that's going to be their first big mistake in this encounter. But interesting. Ubel was able to get gripped up quick enough. She essentially got blitzed. Somewhat, though. You can see her eyes are tracking where Iris is, but she is fully wrapped up in Iris's body. And then you have a woman whose name I forget, and I'm not going to look up since it's the end of the review. She's about to grab Lan's head, but Lan already does have his staff summoned. And presumably he's going to have a counter prepared. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if this isn't even the real Lan, if this is a clone and the real Lan is hiding somewhere. Let's see.
Captain Freysh, I detected a fight. I await your orders.
She's like, Freysh is like, wait, this soon? Where? In the ballroom?
Not in the ballroom, just in a random hallway.
Oh gosh darn it, it's one of them. But alright. Enemy encounter indeed. W chapter, undeniably. I love this chapter. Once again, I'm not sure if we've seen the Emperor before, and if I'm just forgetting, please correct me if we have seen him before. But regardless, I really like his character. I like what he represents. I like the idea that he sort of accepts the entropy at the end of all things, that nothing can last forever. And I'm very interested to see how that plays into a story like Frieren, which surrounds a mortal main character. Like, the titular character, Frieren, is practically immortal. Elves they've like been established to kind of have a lifespan, but not really. It seems like they will just continue to persist ad infinitum. So seeing how the narrative is going to play into that is interesting, and seeing something like a nation and its leader be played with in terms of that idea of a false eternity never really being accepted even by the leader. Meanwhile, someone else looks to perpetuate a false eternity, that being the one who is truly in control, Freysh. I really like that. I love their dynamic. I love the implications of their background and how it allowed the Emperor to be one thing yet not another. I do like this conversation between Land and Ubel as well. I like how it brings up and basically confirms ultimately the Continental Magic Association is in a catch-22 regardless. Either they attack first and then they get branded as war criminals or whatever, or people inciting war, or they get attacked and then risk taking damage only to have to fight anyway, if not dying on first encounter. And considering they were put into an attack scenario, it seems like technically they did attack first, but not only is it not on the ball room, meaning it's kind of safe to attack like this, but also they're up against opponents who don't typically represent a major faction. So even if they're caught fighting here, we don't know, considering that woman whose name I forget does tell Fraiche about the battle starting, who the Continental Magic Association would attack. Would they attack the seemingly innocent women that are here, the Shadow Warriors, or would they attack the English brain? Would they attack the Continental Magic Association? Considering that this woman knows these two, if she goes specifically, she may attack them first. And we know that some of the Continental Magic Association has encountered these two already, so maybe they would immediately attack them as well, compiling the damage on top of them with the Shadow Warriors there as well. We also don't know how they're going to play into each other. So ultimately, we're in for something amazing and devious. So, if you made it all the way to this review, I'm lagging. Oh no, I'm lagging right here at the end. But if you made it all the way to this review, please do me a favor and leave the battle commences. I was going to say the battle begins, but commences sounds cooler. Leave the battle commences in the comment section down below. I did thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure the lowercase spells you not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do it in sorry, I'm looking at the lag, and I just think it's funny. But I thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that little notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you even have a Patreon down below, where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. These things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. And so now you become a member to the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks include the live reactions during the series I happen to review, ad-free variations of all my videos, and if you become a $12 Patreon and $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also you have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description below. You drop 5 weeks for a short video, 29 weeks long video, or any means at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I would like to thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, riding off. I would like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Red Wolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zara, Brandon Pade, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Uda, Alex Kenny, Enzo, Plant Crone, G Prosper, Swift Strike, Man, and Autumn Mornings Lazo, Cree Panem, Super Flame Zero, Yuki Ally, and Azo2404. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, Dread Zoen, A+A, and Victor Raji. And then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly, Auchia, and Shrimpo the Shrimp. With a long, juicy, thick, hefty thank you to our digital art tier members: Jay Warrior and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Joaquin Munoz and Joaquin Munoz. With a final Ganshuin legendary super grumblyumptious thank you to our glorious, legendary, handsome, costume glazing king, Calvin Elder.